Hello there, Tara people. So we're coming on to the 8th day of the year, representing the month of August. And look at this card. Very scary indeed. So we have the devil. And before we talk a little bit about the devil, I want to share a little bit of an experience I had many years ago in a meditation I was doing. And I think I was probably meditating on the devil. I can't remember what it was about. But I just got this download that the devil that really helped my relationship with the devil. So he has this, he has many different names, and in this picture especially, he has these bat wings, and he's supposed to be the fallen angel, who are nearly always represented with wings as well. And I thought, wow, he's an angel who fell from heaven, and so we're like Adam and Eve, who also fell from heaven, and he has one of his names was, and this is what sparked it for me and gave it to me. One of his names is Lucifer, which translation Luce comes from the Latin light, and he's the light bringer. And again, how can he be called Lucifer, the light bringer, and he's like the prince of darkness? And then it was just a realization came to me that the job of this angel is to highlight and to show and to shine a torch on all of our darkness, on all of our attachments and material, lower, mundane, addictive nature. And he shines a light on all of our shadow. And this is why we don't like him. We don't like to see our shadow. We don't like to see our darker nature. We're not comfortable with all that darkness and all that nasty stuff that we would much prefer to suppress and sweep under the rug or chuck in the closet or just paint pretty flowers over the top of and think we're okay. He's much more, he's like the brutal honesty. The devil is like, nah, sorry mate, you're going to have a look at your shit and here it is. And he'll shine a torch on you. Go, no, and he'll show us our fears. He represents fear. He represents all of our fears and our attachment to them. And our inability to see it means that we actually stay even more attached to it. So in this experience, it was like I was having this relationship, or I was having this exchange, this conversation with God or some angels or something, and they go, and Lucifer was telling me, yeah, man, nobody else had the balls to do this job, so I offered I'd come down here, knowing that everybody was gonna, be really pissed with me, and everybody was going to look at me and be scared of me, but I knew it was a tough job, but somebody had to do it, so I volunteered, and here I am. And there it was kind of like a comical exchange where I actually saw, okay, so you're actually the one who drew the short straw and chose to do the shitty job in cleaning out the sewers. And in a way I see the devil of that as, yeah, he got the shitty job, but also there's an aspect of that was more courageous than anything else. He was willing to be that mirror for our darker nature, and that's who he represents in humanity, a mirror for our darkness, a mirror for our shadow. And here he's doing a wonderful job at showing us where it is. Later, he got all this imagery of Baphomet that the card shows, and with the goat's bottom, with the goat's sort of lower body, and this shows our more animalistic nature. He has a 5-pointed star, which is pointing downwards, and this is a downward. This is how we are attached, how with our 5 senses, how those 5 senses make us so strongly attached to the physical plane and this mundane world and our bodies and everything about it. We did come down here in this world to experience duality and experience craziness and experience all of this wildness and experience what shadow really is. And in the higher realms of existence, shadow doesn't exist. The whole idea of shadow only exists down here. And so we came down to experience it, but not to stay stuck here. And so the chains that the people, the 2 figures in this image have around their neck are not tight. They can easily be taken off. This is a choice. We have a choice to stay in our addictions, and this is what he's teaching us. This is the lesson of the devil. He says you have a choice. You can stay attached. You can stay in the matrix, if you like, and you can stay here forever. But I will always show you how unconscious you are, how addicted and afraid you are to grow, to expand, to take off these chains. And I will challenge you to stay stuck to me. And if you really want to, in a way, his greatest desire is that we look at him, we make friends with him, and we go, oh, mate, I'm sorry, been missing the point all the time. Here we go. And he'll just tap his hat and say, away you go. Good job. The nakedness of these two figures here shows the brutal honesty that we need in our lives in order to, just take off all of our coverings, take off the masks that we're holding on, the pretense of, oh, I'm supposed to be like this and I'm supposed to be like this, and oh, I am too much like this and I am too much like that. All of these aspects of conditioning and masks that we don't even see we are covering our true essence with is something that we need to take off. And he shouts at us, get naked, everybody. He shouts at us and says, look, you're just too addicted to that pleasure, whether it's your food or sex or alcohol or drugs or television or your telephone or work or helping people. Or he shows us our codependency. He shows us the dependency we have upon other people. He is highlighting that, shining a torch on it, and we just don't like it. It doesn't feel good. It's uncomfortable, and he mirrors that to us. So when we see him, we get afraid because we're watching and looking at our own fear. This is one of the fundamentally most difficult works to understand Mr. Devil here, Mr. Lucifer, and yet it's the most deepest and transformational in the world. He has these bat wings because he can fly in the darkness of our subconscious, and he can teach us how to fly in our own darkness and still be self-aware and to be able to see in the night. And this is when we actually light up our own darkness, and when you shine a light on the shadow, what happens? It disappears. There is no shadow, really. It's all made up. So let us embrace the devil inside of us, not in a darker, satanic way. Oh yeah, there's another imagery here. He has the symbol of Satan, or Saturn, sorry, excuse me. These words are very similar in their beginning. Saturn is the planet of obstructions, and it's a resistance, it's a holding energy, and so there is a certain amount of blockages in our growth and in our life, and he will highlight and show us those blockages and help us, and this is why he has that name too. Anyway, wish you all a good day. Hope today isn't too dark a day. If it is, don't be afraid. Face your fears. Your fears are actually your best potential in waiting. They are, underneath that sludge is the gold that we're most been looking for in our life. And so don't be afraid to go digging in it. You might need a helping hand, and if you need some therapy, there's people who can help you. But apart from that, don't beat yourself up. But take those chains off whenever you can. Take those chains off in every available opportunity. Amen to that.